You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone.
Orange.
Building tomorrow today with Rightmove. Looking for quality, reliability, and innovation in your next big build? Choose Rightmove Engineering and Construction, Sierra Leone's trusted name in transforming ideas into enduring structures. We don't just build projects, we craft landmarks that stand the test of time. From state-of-the-art offices and modern homes to fuel stations, water systems, and infrastructure, our team delivers precision, passion, and perfection. At Rightmove, we are not following industry standards, we are setting them. Through cutting-edge technology, uncompromising safety, and sustainable solutions, we are building a brighter, stronger, and safer Sierra Leone. Visit us at 54 Campbell Street, Freetown, or call 078399475 or 077504338. Rightmove Engineering and Construction. Building quality, building trust, building the future.
At Famos, freshness isn't just a promise, it's our way of life. From raw and smoked catfish to kanya peppers, benny, rice and gari kanya and natai, from premium crayfish, ogiri and fufu to smoked chicken, fresh eggs from the farm to the fridge, country chicken and garden fresh vegetables. Try our habanero pepper, gari, hot pepper sauce, pure honey and so much more. All locally produced, organically grown, harvested fresh every day, and hygienically processed. A fresher taste, healthier foods, stronger communities. Famos, fresh from our farms to your home. Visit Famos at 1 Fode Drive Hill Station, Freetown. Call +232 74 000044.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to another edition of the Breakfast Show, where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV. We they stream na Facebook, YouTube, and also na we website, where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. We will bring this edition of the Breakfast Show come to you this Tuesday morning. My name na Khadija Bagora.
And Ina Mabel Kaba, good morning. Today na Tuesday, the 27th day of January 2026. Inside this edition of the Breakfast Show today, we will continue the conversation we get for do with 2025 Constitutional Amendment Bill, where they now na the Legislative Committee na Parliament. And today, they can hear from our members of Parliament, where they can tell wetin them view on this and the role where they self get for play for ensure say them protect public interest. Now this issue on the floor right now. And that's how the conversation where they can get today at this edition of the Breakfast Show.
All right. Well, yesterday, Obisi Usai, for the first time, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, when Alpha Sise, been go before the Privilege Committee in Parliament and do a presentation we get for do with the 2025 Constitutional Amendments Bill. If people can remember, the government through the Attorney General in office being sent this particular bill in Parliament after we then be done gazette and a bill we get about 23 pages we get for do with amendments we then they propose na the old 1991 Constitution, and from where this bill be gazetted inside December, so many conversations don't they happen around the people don't they raise concern, the AG don't come and explain waiting and propose, and we don't they see advocates group them, we don't they see think tank group them, then self don't they put a position paper for sake of the things them where government they propose so far. And people can remember say some of them things there, so the government been taking them from the recommendation of the tripartite committee, especially reforms them where them put inside the proposed 2025 constitutional amendments bill. Well, the conversation don't begin. Public awareness very key in this process so that the citizen them go be well informed about the things them where the lawmaker them when on a representative they in a parliament go get for decide on inside this new constitution where salon they can get. If una can remember, over 30 years attempts them don't be made for change the constitution. President BOA come now one of in commitments then that where he makes say in go be the president we go left the country with a new constitution. Again, other people they hold the view say in as much as you want for left the country with a new constitution, but if it be a constitution we go stand the test of time. If it be a constitution we go get law them, we go reflect of waiting the people they want. Well, all thing they now na the representative they and that make we bring them come today na the studio for let we can know their own role, how they go ensure say the voices of the people be heard, how they go ensure say nothing them where then constituents they want then go put inside this particular bill. Well, at the studio this morning we get two representatives them from Parliament. We get Honorable Indolo Gevao where they represent the Sierra Leone People's Party, but you know where the hat they this morning, they wear the hat of the people where they represent that in constituency. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, Mabel. Good morning, viewers.
All right, and also get Honorable Dr. Umfa G. Kuruma.
Good morning.
Good morning, Honorable.
Yes, ma'am. Pleasure for getting out.
All right, this is a big conversation where a whole lot don't they gone from the term where then gazette the bill sometimes in December before the holidays. They don't gazette they don't go put them before una parliament for the very first time. The AG been taking time yesterday. It do a presentation to una the members of parliament and self members of the public will be present at the public hearing yesterday. And questions don't they come out from the public. Firstly, because on our leader in our parliament, we make a whole lot of statements yesterday about things they want ready for grief for, things they want to know so not for grief for. But one thing we emphasize on na the procedure. Let the right procedure be done for let the country will get a new constitution. From the APC point of view, how wanna see the entire process so far?
Well, the process exactly coming to the public, which will leader make clear, is very important because a conversation where the public definitely supposed to be part of. Not a conversation where we just members of parliament forget. Not a conversations where just the people that draft the bill forget. Whatever has been drafted by the draftsmen, the public they need for know. So that hearing day was very momentous, and I think say it prepare we minds, and I mean the minds of members of parliament, the minds of the public, of what contained in the bill. But what's clear yesterday is that this bill kind of the get off in a position where probably will create some challenges down the road. And why I say that, one of the members of parliament from we side, when Honorable Usman Abdal Timbo, raised issues about what's contained in the bill. The bill, when it comes to parliament, is holistic, which means once passed and once sent to the president, it will be signed by the president as a bill. But what we note in that bill is that we get clauses in the constitutions when they stand for repeal or amend. We not to entrench clauses. We also get clauses in the bill when are entrenched clauses. So if then clauses and they in a mixed entrench, which means a clause where you get for one of the constitution and ensure that you vote on them, and when we vote on them, we get for ensure say 2/3 of members of parliament them, all members of parliament them, they forget that vote day before we change them. They get also clauses and way now simple majority clauses. Then that means we have a mixed bill, and to him and to us who believe say all forgo as one. You cannot take one aside from the other one and say, okay, we don't pass this, we'll take her to president and get certificate. This one will not pass it, or will not get 2/3, we'll get for take them out. So it will make it clear, and it be reference section 108 of the constitution. We talk about bills and talk about entrenched clauses, and that it makes specific indication that the bill need for ensure say all entities in that bill they forgo as one and not should be separated. So I think say that's step they force to believe say challenges and they in bringing that bill they to parliament because you mix them.
Say one thing we una leader be in particular about na procedures. So far from the AG office, the law officers department and the AG office we work on this. Go reach to una desk na the legislative committee na parliament. Procedures from that side they take a reach to una where they followed.
So their own side and think say it's followed. They say the it's all in the letters of the law, and that they believe say we will reach at that stage. We still believe say indeed when it goes to after the first reading and then before the second reading or probably after the second reading, we will see how we will separate them bill and day. But we believe say challenges they get for day if the ones go with the same bill with entrenched and non-entrenched clauses them all as one bill once we don't go through the procedure in passing or not passing some of those clauses in the bill.
All right, Honorable Umfa, we'll come back to you. We come to Honorable Hindolo Gevao, where they this morning. Also, Honorable Gevao, now a lawyer. So I think the question of breaking down within an entrenched clause will be appropriate for you. But before we come to that, we don't listen to the perspective of the All People's Congress, where now all the parliaments, now all go for make this decision. Now all go for agree on what you think say good for Sierra Leone as a new constitution. Firstly, where una receive this 23-page document of the proposed amendments them, where government they propose saying that this they want for the inside the constitution. How una see this document?
Thank you very much. Me as a person, as people's representative, I think so this is a very laudable venture by the government. And I want to lay the premise why. Every Sierra Leonean knows say this 1991 constitution is challenged. I mean, we don't know this one ever since where we usher in democracy. Since 1996, we can't realize this constitution challenged. So right from 1996, I mean, Ahmed Tijan Kaba in time, the initiative for review this constitution become born. It set up the Peter Tucker review committee, then can they review, then white paper come, it not go through, and His Excellency Ernest Bai Kromah come, himself still feels a governance and continuity. He put together an 80-man committee, of which me na be a member representing the Sierra Leone People's Party. Then we self come, we look at the Peter Tucker recommendations, we look at the constitution holistically, we self make we own recommendations. Those recommendations, then another set of committee look at them. Government note reject some of them recommendations. Them we they right now on the desk about for also kind of parliament. But this is one thing where I want people to know. Because of this constitution challenge, this is not the first time we review them. This constitution I done under review for several times. For example, under President Nkrumah, they review this constitution in such a way, they amend them in a way where then give prosecutorial powers to the anti-corruption. Before then, anti-corruption not been get powers for prosecute in your matters. Then therefore go to the Attorney General for me to sign a fiat, special fiat for me them prosecute. So they amend them. When under APC again, they amend this constitution whereby before now, for me you be speaker, if you don't be a lawyer, we don't practice law for 20 years. Qualify for being a Supreme Court judge. Under APC, they removed that clause there, wherein Justice Abel Strong, now been the speaker, they removed that clause there, automatically removing Justice Abel Strong as speaker and ushering in SBB Doumbouya. You know, so there was an amendment to this. Under President Bio, this constitution also, I'm sure, go through amendments. So what in my brother they say here between clauses that are entrenched and clauses that are not entrenched. Clause we not entrenched now clause where you can just amend, but when you just bring out to win members of parliament, we look at them, we say yes, it's necessary for make we change this lawyer because it not meet the test of time right now. We don't need for go to the people them. Because the type of democracy we they practice, the representative democracy, wherein the 8 million people in Sierra Leone all not go sit down in parliament. So then take we about 146 members and say we now go be with voice in parliament. So for them clauses that we're not entrenched, we get the right for talk for them, for take action for them. But for the other clauses that we they entrenched, though we not them voice, we not get the right for take action for una. When we want for torture, we get for go back to una. Even when you don't get 2/3 majority, we dey go back to una for me una vote. Whether voting we don't say, una grip on a yes or una not grip on a yes. When I them call referendum, now a whole vote. When the entire Sierra Leonean populace votes and they say yes, pass, no, then that entrenched clause we go touch them. So now, what thing don't happen inside this bill where I want make people don't understand, this is not just a proposal. Parliament will get the right for even say, we not even consider this. We dey now sit down and look at this entire constitution and amend that in we own ways, in we own language. And once we amend that in we own ways and in we own language, then we pass them. Definitely, the president will get for sign them. We can say we dey reject 50% of voting don't come. We just accept 25%. And then we dey put to your words them inside. I mean, I don't serve as chairman legislative committee. When this bill don't come, when it go to legislative committee, we get for read a word for word, sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph. If ISD they will not want, we dey pull and they will put TO. If the CHISD they bonus CHAT now we need, we dey pull out. We tells you that this is not a mere proposal. The issue raised about entrenched clauses being in this bill is correct. But from the explanation where the Attorney General and Minister of Justice gave yesterday, this is not a first phase of we looking at our laws. The reason why this bill don't come now as a result of the fact that the Justice Edmund Cowan Constitutional Review Committee recommendation make provisions that will touch and concern elections and electioneering. The tripartite committee, where in the whole African continent will not ever see a sitting president win election, then the people them or some faction of the people then say the process being challenged. You say, okay, more look at the laws the way they lead to elections so that we will get proper elections wherein the things that we don't complain of today will not go complain of tomorrow. So he put together this tripartite committee. So the tripartite committee self then look at the constitution, then look at what don't happen during election, then come out to recommendations. 8 recommendations. Part of their recommendations then get for do with elections. And by the we got international treaties and we don't tell we say you not go to touch electoral provisions and the constitution, you not go change electoral laws them within a specific period of time leading to election. Let's say, for example, 9 months or 10 months leading to election. So because this government wants for make their electoral provisions them actually reflect in the constitution, why would they actually go into election, then come up with this bill, wherein the tripartite recommendations we touch on elections and the Justice Edmund Cowan recommendations we touch on election, then take from here, then put under the bill. Albeit, those recommendations now don't touch and concern the entrenched clause, where we, even if we pass and we get for go back to the people. Now, maybe going back to the people go take so long a time that it go down touch the period of time where you don't need for change law for going to election. So there is nothing wrong if we go to parliament and we say we will take 85 and 87 out because it is a proposal. Okay? There's nothing wrong. We go to the legislative committee or the committee of the whole house, legislative committee, we say, okay, because section 85 and section 87, now entrenched clauses, and we not get the right for touch them, or we get the right for touch them, but we not get the time frame for touch them and go into referendum and come back and go into election. Let us take them out as included in the bill. We can take them out, we get the powers. That in earnest not means say, when we take them out, the bill not pass, or the bill goes stall.
So as we move forward, before we can look at the different clauses then, and waiting in mean whether it fall under entrenched clause or non-entrenched clause, the issue of procedure. From your view, the AG in office gets the procedures right till it don't reach at the legislative committee. So
I will tell you, the AG is a honorable man. He's now somebody where I don't know since secondary school days, university days. We go university together, and he's Attorney General and Minister of Justice. For me then choose you for that position, irrespective of the political party within government, you must be somebody with very high repute. You get to be somebody with the nation respect because you represent the nation, and an office will rooted, now one of the few ministerial offices will rooted in the constitution. Yesterday, when they talk about consultations being held severally, I not hear anybody comment contrary. And we begin APC members full Nada Hall, way not to even members of parliament. For example, Mr. Joseph Fitzgerald Kamara Bindede. For example, the mayor of Freetown City Council Bindede. And he was making his presentation. He was saying all the requirements leading for this bill come to parliament were met. And nobody not really challenge and say, no, you say you call winner of office in October when I'm in last consultation. No, you not been called APC, Mr. Minister, what they say not true. So to my mind, because me believes in a reputable man and somebody of high standing in a society, and you don't go to public or national television, you don't talk, say, all of them processes were met stricto sensu, I believe them, and I believe say from an angle, they were met. And for also meet and further, because we know in a very sensitive document, we members of parliament, again, we know that the people will serve, we open them again to dialogue yesterday at the pre-list stage for my members of parliament still come, made and give them views when are still an extension of consultation. So to answer that question, I would say, yes, I believe that the procedures were met. Nobody has actually come to say those procedures haven't been met. And if it is my conviction that they were met, I will say, yes, the procedures were so followed.
Honorable, before we come to Honorable Unfa, earlier you make mention, say, not to the first thing this 1991 Constitution, Parliament, they amend them. You make reference to during the days of former President Koma, you say they amend them for give powers to the ACC.
Yeah.
The amendments then the way they make, now be entrenched clause or not to entrenched clause?
They were not entrenched clauses. Okay. They've never been entrenched clauses.
Okay. Yeah. Honorable Unfa, come to you. Honorable Gevao don't lay the premise and make them very clear, say, una been satisfied so far with the procedure or the process where the AG do use, because the AG use this open approach. It's team up na parliament, making presentation. Nobody from una party no get any question for say, oh, una not been consulted with or neither una been consulted with. But inside last week, we have a whole series of conversation then we get for do with this particular bill before even go to parliament. The area of the tripartite committee recommendation when I bargain between una party and the SLPP. Now, when we get question, according to una chief negotiator, Dr. Kelfala Mara, we host an it's a certain thing in the where they agree for that the tripartite recommendation them, not also the AG present them na this bill so.
Exactly. One thing we would all make clear from the engagements and before now is that in one meeting we may be present, the AG stated say then see an overlap between what was in the white paper, and that is the constitutional review, and the tripartite recommendations. And one thing we make clear was also one thing, that whatever is contained in those white paper need for be make public if it be a public document. Because if you say you see an overlap, we will need for know what's in the overlap. Because overlap in conversation can be that we are talking about the same thing, but we are talking about the same thing in different ways. So I believe say that one of the indications and we did a tripartite, we did a constitutional review, we then talk about the same thing, but then talk about it differently. So let's say, for example, we would talk about electing a president, the 50+1. The tripartite recommendation, we say 50+1 and 50% of the district them, you forget 25% vote day. Then a tripartite recommendation. The AG in presentation say 50+1, but you forget 20% in 2/3 of the district them. So they are talking about the same thing, but they are saying they are recommending two different recommendations. So we see that say that are one of the things in Andy we indeed not to the same thing within a tripartite, not in put holistically in the bill. In say indeed yesterday say then we'll then look at them and as a government then decide how for do them. Same thing we get for do with forming a committee for the chief electoral commissioner. Yes, appointing them. The committee say you need for nominate people and from the bar association, from women's group, from the youth group, from the Labour Congress, but in the manner waiting and say in the bill and waiting and say in the recommendation were not said the same way. Reference not be made to the Public Service Commission in the bill as it will be made in the tripartite recommendation. Of course, what contained in the tripartite recommendation na administrative support na forgive to the committee. So some of them things and they na things they will know say they na the recommendations also not the exact way they presented at the bill. But what we would all demand is let the white paper be public so that whatever was there, we my colleague here be the part of that committee there, whatever they be say, Lord Siam, that this is what was done under President Koroma in that white paper day, in their recommendation, and this is what is in the tripartite, and this is what in the bill. So the people in back will get for say yes or no to entrench issues and the constitution go get, let's say go get an idea of what we talk about, or we say safe will get an idea of what they talk about.
From the clauses them way you don't see in this particular bill, you will describe them as a bill we seek the interest of citizens.
I will see them as a bill we seek for review the constitution. I will see as a bill we seek for do things now the constitution will not be done. But also I see as a bill back we don't introduce something we very dangerous for a democracy, which is the PR. The PR is one we've condemned. The PR is one we've known that it is not good for this country. And in though other countries they try, it not mean say we for try. The PR not go give the people of this country the representation what we need now we communities them from constituency to constituency. So if you go and remove that, say okay, section 38 of the constitution, we want for ensure say we not get an alternative. Because what they don't cleverly do, first of all, is now for repeal and remove 38A. And 38A, now you talk about when we forget PR. So when we forget PR, the circumstances and they when we forget PR. But indeed, as we note in the last election, PR was forced. Not to something where we in a parliament all holistically agree on. They bring PR. Now in we communities we get representatives we probably in one constituency you'll get 2 representatives, then in other areas very large areas they not get no representation. So we say if we seek for do a people's representation, and the type of democracy we do now, people's representation, we in all members of this country get them members and where they represent them directly. But we can't say we do district block system wherein we just put people in a list and then people that represent communities or constituencies. We say it's not good for democracy and the people that will be left out. And we see them right now as we speak. Example in the Western Urban Usaimide, from Poti all the way to Brookfields, do not get members of parliament. The whole of Fobe and Fullerton, they not get members of parliament. And you get even people in a Koya, constituency 73, 72, they all not get members of parliament. So these are challenges where we know say the PR gets, and one of the things that they did this bill way will not believe say good for the people of this country. So to answer your question, it's not something that is holistically good for the people of this country. Some of the things they need for be reviewed, and they don't bring them in this bill. And I think say it's necessary, but some of them we need for throw out altogether.
Honorable, when we talk to the Attorney General, for he believes say the PR systems of elections now one way then just try now for put them in the Constitution. Because the last election, then Kego the Public Elections Act before Nana Parliament, they amend them for make way for the PR systems of elections. Although una party be resist them, una go up to the level of Supreme Court seeking interpretation. By the end of the day, una lost that case day, and the country used the PR systems of elections. And government believes say that the best systems of elections for country like Sierra Leone. Why the APC they resist the PR systems of elections?
For go to the point, it's not good for representation. Number one, some they propose an argument or they profile an argument or they put forward an argument say the PR is good for women representation. Say they allow the women to forget 30%. But I'll give you a case in point in a district where my colleague here come from. In the 5th Parliament, Kaila sent 40% of women to Parliament under first past the post. So that argument there, you don't create a ceiling for women. Say in this country and in Parliament, we will not ever see more than 30% of women in Parliament. But I want to say over time and the gradual growth they make in this country, women empowerment don't become so big that we stand for get even more than 40% of women in Parliament. So if you can't change the law now from first past the post to a provisional representation and say 30% of the people who are going to Parliament are women, that means we don't set a ceiling for women. Women believe say women even get capacity for go up to 50%. Because as a person, apart from the fact say me na lawmaker or person representing people, I believe say there should be equality in men and women. So why not 50-50? So if we put that ceiling there now, we don't stop the growth of women there, we will represent people there. So now one of the challenges then, and they will not believe say PR for take the stage and that 30% for be stated in there, and that first past the post should be removed completely out of the books them. Secondly, what you get for talk about, we get for remember in this country, the last decennial census we get now 2015. 2021, they managed for do a midterm census. We not be get a general consensus. And when at the time when they count the PRSF, then we create an equation wherein then do a division between 2015 and 2021. So if we come back to this election, and then one of the issues and back way we believe say no will be good for this next election or this bill, saying 24 months before elections, any census will happen 24 months close to elections, then those numbers will not be used in elections. So we don't see this kind of micromanaging of these census numbers becoming like in constraint for say we are 8 million people. Me, I would believe say we are more than 10 million or 12 million. And this population is very important for our country when we talk about economic growth and investment in our country. So we will be very deliberate in ensuring that we put population number out there. We will be very deliberate for ensuring say we count every Sierra Leonean. Because when you count every Sierra Leonean, even the investor they can in terms of foreign direct investment, they will be happy for can invest in us alone. So one of the things they believe say first past the polls, the numbers, the population census, and all that things, and I think we will be very deliberate as a nation and be one who will be gender and also espouse.
All right, Honorable Umfala, we just ask the same question to Honorable Gevao, being that you get the legal background, this particular proportional representation and section 38A of the Constitution where they delete. Now, one will bring a lot of debate to the public. Firstly, let me just clarify if this particular proportional representation and deletion of section 38A clause 4, 5, and 13 then fall under the entrenched clause or non-entrenched clause?
Thank you. Section 38 generally not fall under entrenched clause. It's a non-entrenched clause. And the other thing where I want the public to note, section 38A not been get any condition precedent for met section 38A kicking, which is the PR section. You know, when any minister can go a bill for pilot a bill, the object of the bill, the concept of the bill, they get for read them. But that object and concept not to be part of the law. He will agree. So there is every likelihood that the concept and object of such section 38 being amended to have given us section 38A. The justification then was because maybe there was war in the country, we could not have penetrated certain parts of the country to do census and to delimit constituencies, and hence let us bring PR. That could have been the concept and object. But the law itself not talks before PR come and situation for that arise wherein you're not able to do census or you're not able to do this. So the fact that there is an object not means that object for always don't exist before the law come into play. I want to correct that one. Now, when you come to PR system, mean a person when sensitive national issues happen, I they listen to each and every person with the media houses, the host. Yesterday, the media, I think 98.1 hosts Honorable Tawa Conte and AKK. Tawa na person we well researched. Before even when they go to parliament, he's very well researched. So, Honorable AKK is of the view that this PR system, we just don't take out from nowhere, we don't bring and come inside this bill. To be very honest with you, when you see the Edmund Cowan report, the Edmund Cowan report na in delete first past the post. Go and read it. He said the PR system shall be included, and when you come to the provision, he not even make provision for first past the post. And if that Edmund Cowan provision may don't lead to a right book, okay, recommendation don't lead to a right book, of which part of which then they take for more come with this bill, then what is in it is what the government has taken ipsissima verbal for bring Kamaya.
You talked earlier on about intentions for bill. This particular tweet, it's about the proportional representation we come from the late Justice Cowan in reports. You've been just make mention earlier, so you've been a part of that committee day. Yeah. Waiting be on intention where that particular discussion they been come, we make recommendation they come out say the first past the post, not the part of it again. Una go talk about proportional representation.
The object in that committee one, now being the fact that proportional representation are a better way for everybody be represented at the country. And I'll give you an example. We there now we 5. Then talk say you will get 3. Now you forget MP. The one that will get 2, they not get right forget MP. So the one that will get 2, they don't left out. The person will get the 3, now no more don't go represent the entire 50 people or 5 people in the parliament. But with PR, it they say you will get 2, you will get 2 mango inside that house. The one will get 3, in they get 3 mango inside that house. So the 2 people they represented, the 3 people they represented. So in that case, everybody in the country in desire, in wish, in word go be represented in the parliament.
What's happening now?
Sure.
Every constituency gets a representation.
Now, this is again what people are missing. With the PL system, the constituency is the district.
Are they all represented?
Yes. Kailahun district, the entire Kailahun district is one constituency, district block system. It's one.
You just know the Honorable Unfa list certain areas them we for not get representative.
So that
and
is-
yesterday again, we open phone lines. People then call say me I not get possibly represent me na parliament too. But now this na me concern I want let me MPA.
So this is what I'm saying. The constituency na Kailahun district. Okay? So let's say Kailahun district, for argument's sake, APC will meet the threshold, then get 30% of the votes there. SLPP get to meet the threshold and get 70%. So the seats they go APC 3, SLPP 4. So everybody within a Kailahun will vote for APC is represented by the 3 APC MPs. If voice not left out, then 3 APC MP, it no matter whether na Kisi 10 you dey and the APC MP come on a Shebema. The fact say the constituency in the district, you are represented.
Honorable, is that
So we are
happening?
confusing it by constituency. When we can district base, let's block our mind to constituency.
Hold on, Honorable Gevao. Honorable.
What I want to make clear is say the late Justice Kawani recommendation delete first past the post. But I want to make that clear back say even when the recommendation they be go to the former president, then be accept some and reject some. Lord make that clear, let the public know that. Secondly, Lord will look how PR go work for salon. We live in a country wherein even we as members of parliament, not all we all get offices.
No, this time I want to let you clarify, Honorable Unfa. Now the submission Honorable Gevao make say, because earlier you say certain area they not get a representative in the
Exactly.
parliament. We mean say them voice and they left out in decisions.
Clearly, and another one bill.
But for our in belief say everybody in this country, every area gets a representation at parliament because now PR and not a constituency anymore, it is a district. So one person might get 3 MP them with a representative.
And another they try for say on paper they get representation because they don't change the constituency into district. But how do you make that workable for the average Sierra Leonean? One, we not go able to reach in MP even through email. And not get an office for call the member of parliament for let say these are the issues in my community. The MP not get staff for respond for say okay those issues in the community, Lord respond to them. Like in democracies, in advanced democracies, you call the senator in office, you call the congressman in office, you left a voicemail, you send an email, somebody will respond to you. So in those democracies and in those societies that are developed, that case where they put so could work. But in Sierra Leone, we are far cry from that working because the facilities are not available. So I believe say one thing for Obu ensure force, now Lord create an environment and they wherein the people there Obu reach to the MP not to pass face to face. In the democracy we operate now, we have to see your constituent face to face. If I let go this bill cancel, I for able go na entire basis and I'm my constituency and talk to people there. I for able go to markets and I'm my constituency and talk to people there. Where in another democracy, I can just I just can do a podcast and say, this is what is going on. People then go look at their phone, then watch them. People then go call on their phone, then see her. People then go watch TV. There are a lot of homes don't have televisions. Electricity not even there. You go to communities, who say they represent who not get electricity. So I then go watch you on TV. How you go? So if they say they na Kisiteng, then this other man then at the other side of Kalang. How you go to take that message to them? In the case of Koya, then get one member of parliament. For the Koya chief, they want a very big chiefdom. How that member of parliament they will communicate to all the communities and they with that information in the language where they understand, in the manner where they understand. Because one thing back, not just the language, but the voice where the message they come out, if it come out from somebody we trust. How you go to trust that person? They will probably never see her. Say what they can't tell you so now the right thing or wrong thing. So that is why we believe say yes, on paper it could look so beautiful for PR, It could have worked in other societies, but for Sierra Leone, we're not ready for that. It's not going to be functionable. It's not going to benefit the people that we represent. And I make with one of the other reasons, and they believe say it's not good for this country.
All right, I'll come back to you.
So, like I was saying, I must confess, I hope you will protect you. You're a good MP. For the good of Sierra Leone, good MPs has to come back. Like I was saying, PR system is a very brilliant system, and this is the second time we Salon they use them. Sierra Leone they don't use them under Ahmed Tijan Kabay time. We don't use them under this time, and the same PR type now use the district block system. Everybody go acknowledge with me say, if we go into the merits of PI, where I don't argue time and time again, the merits of PI far outweigh the merits of first past the post system. Let's say, for example, when Honorable Mwegwa died, if na first time bloodshed they take place na Kenima, for now get another MP, resources they go. I mean, the person who been there number 11, it just can't take his seat to CRM. When Honorable Dura die, the person who been there number 11, number 7 or 8, it can't take his seat. I don't want to go into the merit because I don't argue time and time, but I believe it's a brilliant system for Sierra Leone. And one thing we'll get to understand, look at Tusa we sit down today. Before now, traditionally, you just get for go by SLBC. You never get online TV. But because of the 21st century, you and I will come here today. People in America, in Australia, in Germany, they are listening to us. So if we just don't limit yourself, say it has to be traditional. That SLBC no more than going to be the national broadcaster. You are not going to open the space to other investments in the media landscape. Then it brings retrogression and not progression. I mean, let's look at this PR system as a system of law where naturally, irrespective of the fact that APC, SLPP is good for the people. It take away tension from the political landscape, it reduce expenditure, it bring better representation, and beyond all, now the only system where they actually test the popularity of any political party. If APC is so popular in Kailahu, it tests their popularity by pegging their popularity as to the percentage where they score there and the number of seats where they go get there. If SLPP is so popular in Bombali, it shows the depth, the penetration we don't penetrate na Bombali. So it actually tests how popular you are and gives you the opportunity for everybody in the country will belong to a district. I don't think say any area in Salon will not belong to a district. Even a Freetown area. Freetown is distributed in district. So if this area, the western area, central district, if the central district, and as Sidona, I'm not going to say I'm not represented by PR system because somebody from that district is in parliament and is carrying my voice. And again, to add, we members of parliament, we know we are challenged because we find it very difficult to always go to our constituency. But what I always do, like now that we are discussing this bill, if this bill happens to pass, I will travel to Kailahu, sit on SLBC radio, I pay for myself, I explain this bill to the people of Kailahu. I will explain it to them. Each and every sensitive bill that passes, me at the Gona Kailang, ask anybody, I sit on a radio, I explain that to the people of Kailang. We get to take the law to the people and use this medium, like what they say about postcards, for tell them what thing they happen. Everybody in a village now get a radio.
Honorable, the APC, they accuse the government of manipulating the things them where they be agree for na the tripartite recommendation where they suppose for put na this amendment bill. One of the things then we they don't talk about na this PR system. For them, not to the systems of elections where they be agree for during the tripartite. Now, government believes say that the best systems of election for Sierra Leone, you don't make a case on behalf of government. But why you feel say the APC not comfortable with the PR systems of election? Because then begin for stand against this PR from the first term when then care go the Public Elections Act to now before the 2023 elections for amendments. They even challenge and say then go na the Supreme Court. Unfortunately for them, they lost that case. Then up till now, then the Tawa say they no want PR. And we hear yesterday waiting the leader in a parliament say if government insists on certain thinks them, then they recuse themselves from the process. So how the country will get a new constitution when not just one party make them?
Okay, so me like a small boy where I take interest in politics, 85. And anybody we been there in the 70s, the slogan we there, APC get 99 tactics. During President Ernest Bai Koroma in period, we do what you call constituency delimitation. Okay? This constituency delimitation, I go tell you there are areas where they delimit, particularly where APC feels say that there's stronghold, where when you compare and perhaps to a constituency in Akailang, the population between you and I, a constituency in Akailang, the population may be not threefold to that constituency, na an area where you feel say that there's stronghold. Me for one, I have to be very honest. When we review the constitution, I had to push a sister of mine who is a member of parliament to make a case to the leader na SLPP for say, look, if we not increase the number of delegates them na the south and the east, a southeastern and not the ever win flag na SLPP, because you don't get more constituencies na the north, more district na the north, and the south has been suppressed. Okay, so for media be a fair play, you can only come with a system of government where every political party go fed and go be genuinely represented as per the votes we then get. Not by having more constituencies so that you feel say you get strength, and suppressing constituencies so that you feel say the other person get a strength. So I go say today to the public that APC don't always cry foul, because they feel say if na first pass the post system, because they don't increase more constituencies na the north and suppress constituencies na the south and the east, I mean then go get majority in the parliament. But how long are we going to be doing gerrymandering? Gerrymandering and delimiting the constituency for favor you. Let's say SLPP come back, let's say go do census, then just call Kailang Fong, then make a 10 constituency, then suppress constituencies na the north. Just for me then get majority in the parliament. Where APC can then get for do the same thing. So it get for go reach a point where that law court building, that parliament, they will get for broke them down, for get seats them at the gallery. Because everybody want for outsmart the other person. But with PR system, you don't need for outsmart. Look at the census, get the census figure, look at the population at a particular period, determine how many seats there at that particular district, and share that seat there at that particular district as per the vote where the political parties then they get. When it is a fair play.
This PR system where you believe in, and you yourself believe say it will work for Salon, you think say also you sit down, so if you are to go back to your district representatives them, the electorates them, you think say they go support you for let you carry them voice na parliament say they want PR system?
Oh yes. If I am to go back to Kailang today, like I tell you, me and one person, even yesterday, I just come on a Kailang. I do politicking a lot. If I go back to Kailang today, the people then go choose PR again.
Is it based on waiting you don't go tell them, or they are really educated about the two systems and are then go willingly choose the PR system?
They will willingly choose the PR system because PR system they take away the toxic nature of politics. Maybe I go tell you say there was a by-election na Penguya, Motaman died na Kailang. I was in that case. I went to defend somebody. 1 or 2 Motaman died. The Honorable Navokaikai in by-election, me I see Motaman them boss in ya in Kailang. We don't see by-elections them na Godrich. We in Freetown we don't see how toxic them by-elections in the day. I mean, when a nation they move from a century to a century, you see civilization they set in. That politics of yesterday, where you get for go put blood first and you complete in do not for me free for come on. Where sometimes not a man then get for the kill themselves. I think Sierra Leone don't they advanced enough for more move away from that politics. All the reason why women are not afraid again for jump into politics. First and then they say politics not a picking game. But with civilization and refined attitude and behavior, when the NPR they actually call for, would that go day? We go say no, me I want go fight my election because one MP don't die, I want bring come another MP. So if you go Kailan, because of the history in politics since 1977, wetin don happen at Kailan, where people go comot na other parts and dem go come for attack Kailan, when some people and dem parents and dem go take dem go na like a prison called Mafanta, when na dem go so say dem die. Nobody no wan think about their experience there again from where politics go back to that area. We want politics wey Honorable Infanaya, when I'm a brother, we all two dey go na parliament, we exchange ideas, we debate like a whole dinner. So we meet back, we hug each other. Honorable AKK na one person I always dey meet media landscape and Abdul Kabo. But because the ideas that we dey trade, we are best of brothers and best of friends. That is how politics should be. Just now, I'll give you an idea, a story. Now, normally, now then me boy pikin, he watch Joseph Kamara in picture. Now they say, Daddy, Francella says this man hates you. Now they are told in picture Joseph Kamara. Now they Francella say yes because he's APC. This morning, honestly speaking, I get for educate them say the best of brothers, their friends, and are APC than they, and that is the truth. I get for educate them say because you the APC, not mean say you na the enemy. Now ideology. Do you know what is ideology? I explain to them. So we get for teach with picking the way then they come up. Say the politics of thuggery, the politics of threat of war is gone. And today, just 1 minute, when I prepare for camp, I say everybody where they say this bill not they pass, this not they happen in this country, in the world they come. I say I they pity them. But most of them are people that we just done 40 or we 39. Honestly, anybody way 50, we be old 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, that's really we walk camp. Perhaps we been there at the south, the east, the north. Not they ever talk about threat, say if this happen, now this they be, because you feel the pinch of waiting a war, and you not go ever wish for me. So today on this forum, I really want to send a message to my brothers and BU, APC and SLPP. The idea of the thought of inciting war or talking about war or media landscape for Sierra Leone, whosoever does it, you are an enemy to you picking them and to this nation. Because war not any good thing for any country. Go to Kwendu. I did it when my colleague Mama died. I did it on Wednesday and Thursday. Honorable way at Asonga, if they were structures there, what are they run AI? Up to today, people are not able to bring Kwendu back to instate yet. You still they see the hands of war na Kwendu. Nobody no want that again at this country.
All right, Honorable Gevao, I'll just bring in your colleague Honorable Umfa. Time after time, the SLPP continue for giving a justification why the PR systems of elections good for Sierra Leone. They even don't go as far as making an attempt for a day part of the supreme laws when at the Constitution of Sierra Leone. According to Honorable Gevao Naya, during the way they explain, we are not comfortable with the PR systems of election because of political benefits. Political benefit in the sense, they favor the seats and the numbers where una wants na parliament. And in belief say any political party one should say it popular, let it go into PR systems of elections. The APC they afraid say una not popular.
Astagfirullah. We're not fair. We are very popular. APC is a very popular party. I want to make this clear, say, the SLPP and this SLPP government, they push PR because if we do force past the post, we will expose them all the actions they will take in this just concluded election. We will expose the number of seats they will inflate, the party forgets this 81 seats. We will expose them. The PR, the last thing they say, they don't get time for do ban limitation. Now I make them do PR. Now they don't can push them for change with laws there. Because doing PR, they hide a lot of the things they wouldn't do. We believe say all the seats they wouldn't get in the just concluded elections were not the seats that they got. But they did take those numbers, announce numbers, of course, that goes to RF forms and whatever for justify votes. You see, APC get on 99 tactics. This government of the SLPP get more than 100 tactics. And this PR now one of the tactics that they try for do. The census what they know I use that one of the tactics and they for delimited constituencies. as we speak, this government is redistricting. They want to create 2 districts them, Panguma and other, and they want even redistrict in the western area. Where we know say western urban and western rural, now 2 unique districts them. But they want to create district them now western rural. So tell me the party will try for gerrymander for win elections. What we are saying is yes, the PR will serve we, and they want to push this envelope of violence and non-violence. But the SLPP don't consistently say they're not really too care about violence and non-violence. Because in that last election, when you go to Apujon, APC not be able to get agents in Apujon said because then chase the people them out of their homes them before elections. But we don't ever see this government condemn Dandy. Say this is what you did. You go to Kailan, it happened. They create a roadblock for people them. Say yeah, APC in here. The video circulate all over. We not see them condemn them. So I feel believe say not just by your rhetoric saying we no want violence, now make one PR. We cannot push that. I think how we go to stop violence. Now the education where you say you give so to you picking them. Educations na communities them. Education to people them say elections they come, but APC get a right for campaign here. Just like what they do in the north. Just like how they do in the northwest, just like how they do in the western area before now when it was the strongest of strongest hold. We'll allow everybody forget fear playing ground and for operate. If you do that, then you will change the narrative, then you will reduce violence in even by elections. But by elections, now wait for test popularity of a party.
Just like I asked Honorable Gevao just now, the same question they go to you, Honorable Umfa. If you go now your district today, where they represent, you feel say the people in your district, they kick against the PR just like you do?
Hugely. They even get an engagement with the Attorney General Bidepa. And then we get stakeholders in government that get engagement with CSOs. We then question CSOs. And in that instance, the Attorney General talker say 57% of the people that will be there for that engagement they kicked against PR. Those are the elites of society we know. Now you go to the constituency, the people they cry about what PR will do. They reject and they don't want her. If we make a phone call right now on this platform, we take calls, people reject PR. And if you're saying you want to test your popularity, strongholds are created for reasons. Every party gets a stronghold.
Also, only the party them get for draw the line, wait 10 minutes for votes. Let this not be like APC wanting, SLPP wanting, and APC not wanting. They wanna versus APC versus SLPP thing. Also, wanna go for draw the line, let not reflect on this, but let it be something we go reflect the general views of citizens and not just on a party them.
One thing we get for remember, in the concluded election, it was highly contentious. APC will refrain from governance at all levels. Then tripartite came. When tripartite don't come, we get recommendations there. In that tripartite recommendations, 80 were agreed upon recommendations. 80. And there are other divergent recommendations where they not put in points where they didn't at the tripartite. Where APCB wants for be specific where you get for do with elections. But when you get for do with PR, like Khadija stated, we condemn sin our first past the post we want. So if that is so, and we don't come now, we come back to another elections, we don't get an opportunity for get a census. Where by the way, they try for squander because election census will happen from 2025, but now we push on to 2026. If we ensure say we do what we don't agree upon, because like how my brother states, we are here because we have a peaceful nation. We're here because we represent people them. And they're all in a jurisdiction them. And we therefore got that very well in a manner that protectively for ensure say we continue to enjoy this liberty. When we enjoy this liberty, they will get the ability for law we grow as a nation. And I believe say once we don't agree, say okay, we're not going to governance, elections should not happen in the way they happened, and that we have to be transparent, and that the people will get a representative. I think say themselves, they will say, okay, this is what we want to push, but this is what the people want. So let's do what the people want versus what we want to push into them. So I believe say they foresee that and choose first past the post versus PR. PR probably down the road, years down, when we are more capacitated as a nation, could be something we'll come with. But for now, as a nation that they struggle for get information to people and reach people them, and with the growing democracy, which is just so young, 20 years, we believe so for continue for uses. And first past the post is not old, it's not archaic. They use it in the US, they use it in the UK, and now the democracy is all they emulate. Now they follow. Even constitution, a bridge between the US and the UK. So if they are using it, why we need for change? Let's copy what they are doing because it's good. And if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Honorable, we can move away from the PR and look at some of the other proposed clause them inside the 2025 amendment bill. But eventually, when I get for going to vote, after the pledge, they don't go through them, they get for count in a parliament for first and second reading before the speaker put the question, or maybe if you reach to the stage where the votes. 2/3 majority will also not get in a parliament.
Exactly.
And based on patterns, when I get two people them, we will self know say okay, always votes in favor of the APC. Strategically, how on a plan for handle this? The Honorable Alfred Thompson case and the Honorable Mohamed Bangura. Everybody knows that they know they vote in favor of Una. I will bring the case of Lara Taylor Pierce for removal as Auditor General. Una party be get a position, but the votes not go in favor of Una.
Well, we serve people, and honesty is very important. And I make it clear say, you mentioned two MPs the way you say they know they vote for we. But I make it also clear say, even one of the MP where you note say they not be vote for SLPP. They not be vote for we, they not vote for SLPP. So that is one vote that the SLPP cannot count on. The public can count on one vote, which is Mohamed Bangura. So for we will need for reach some side wherein we get for do something where posterity go judge we. The leader make and clear yesterday. What we are doing here now historic. But you'll be remembered for good things as well as bad things, which means you can make history that is good, you can make history that is bad. But once the procedures are followed, and once we know say certain things are good for we as a country, I believe say as a parliament, we all for will agree say this is good for this country. And certain things that we not good, we especially the people that say they not like, and you able gauge waiting the people in like versus waiting they not like. Because sometimes when you're leading or representing people, you get forget a listening ear, and you go your then you talk to yourself. So in this case, now we not talk to yourself, but now listen waiting they say. And if we listen waiting they say, they will go do waiting they want. Then at the end of the day, I believe say we will not get consensus issues then. Because it's not about winning an argument, it's about actually doing something that works for this country. Now that we as APC and SLPP back for agree on. Not about winning, saying that this will put in a paper, now this will happen, pass it happen. This is what is good for Salone. This is what will be judged posterity. Because probably after years, we'll not be here again talking for APC or SLPP as members of parliament. We'll be maybe former members of parliament. And we get for members say, whatever we do now will affect major generations after we. And they say society, they grow great. When old men, although we cannot collect for saying our old men, but old men plant trees under which they know that they will never sit under. So laws that we will make now, maybe not going to affect you, but will affect you picking them and picking them.
All right, Honorable Gebao, it's Halek, Honorable Mfa, they try for appeal to your conscience based on their words that day. But you know one person we set a record na Sierra Leone when it comes to honesty, trying for put aside party interest, because there's a scenario where happen at some point we go viral, everybody been commend you, but at some point you can apologize. How una go put away una individual party interest them And why una feel say Sierra Leonean dem for trust una this time around say una dey left a legacy we go stand the test of time. Una go left a new constitution we no go get the reason for let any president or future president touch am again, because the laws then go work for every Sierra Leonean. At this point, every Sierra Leonean get the fear say una den two party SLPP and APC, they try for change the laws for favor una, especially when campaign electoral favors them. Una go get the opportunity based on the laws then for win the next election. That's not the suspicion out there.
As a Sierra Leonean, I don't look at this bill even at committee stage. I'll get for put some huge input. Let's say there is a provision where they talk say when the chief electoral commissioner believes say a candidate no win, he go send the election to the chief justice, and wherein the chief electoral commissioner also feels say elections has been annulled, you understand, it will call for another election. Waiting and not see, it not make a provision wherein the chief electoral commissioner feels say not to Mabel win, but Khadija win. It will declare Khadija a winner and not Mabel instead of annulling the election. You understand? So we get plenty things for do on this bill. And like the Attorney General say, this is just a fraction or a drop in the iceberg of the things that we will need for reviewing of this constitution. So the constitutional review process holistically is still yet to be done, because all the recommendations that within the white book where the government accepts or not to in they don't bring Canada, they just don't take few we get for do with elections and election timing, they count them in the form of a bill. So there is a likelihood after this bill, this government or another government still need for review this constitution way of which this bill, if it pass, get for be part of now holistically. For example, there's one very unfortunate clause that this constitution we talk say, I think say that be under first pass the process. If you're a member of parliament, you contest election, you lost. You not qualify for be appointed as minister. But if you contest as a presidential candidate, you lost. Like Charles Magadi contest, he lost. President Bill be appointed Attorney General and Minister of Justice. That is draconian, discriminatory and unfair. Why? Me contesting a member of parliament election, does it make me a criminal? That prevent me from being appointed as a minister? So if we are to look at this constitution holistically, there are still plenty things in it where we get for amend. And we can only get them well even after this bill go if as a nation we really take the time for review this constitution like what we don't do by committees, Peter Tucker, Edmund Coward, and the recommendation we do them at one point holistically. Or else we get for left the amendment bit by bit to go amend all the papers one day. Like I said, this is not the first time we don't amend. But this amendment today is justified under the view that tripartite recommendations, if you not include them inside the constitution, when you come under section 171, it say any law where they inconsistent with this constitution to the extent of inconsistency now null and void. So tripartite recommendation not a law. So we still go by waiting then at the constitution, waiting then at some elections act that we don't pass. And the same thing with government afraid say will happen inside the 2023 election. The likelihood go still this say it will happen. So tripartite committee and recommendation go down be very useless. So as a result of that, then they try to expedite the recommendations, and some of the recommendations that we did at the Edmund Coward report, then bring and come together, and we get for do with time-bound and election from when we recommend.
And that's make plenty activists in the field say governments they in haste with this particular documents because of political interest and reasons. Because yesterday we get Yasmin, we also na get possibly get legal background. It's a waiting in believers then they rush with them for them political reasons and the electoral reforms them where issues and they would then really for don't look at the constitution and left them behind. What's in your view on that?
So like I said, government they push this not for elections, not for personal benefit. Then clauses the way them deny they are time bound. If you look at, I think it's the ECOWAS treaty, it tells you say certain laws that we get for do with election, you know they change that, you know they change the goalpost, you know they touch them for a particular period of time leading to election.
Then they rush for the one because elections then they come.
Yes. So if you not do it now, all the tripartite recommendation become useless.
So you agree say the government they in a rush?
Not in a rush, but time is of the essence. For actually take tripartite recommendations them for put them into effect for affect the next election. Where the object of the tripartite recommendation now for change the electoral and electioneering landscape so that the next election the things that we all feel say be right or not be right not will happen again for the good of Sierra Leone. So time is of the essence. Time being of the essence and government rushing are two different things. Government don't look at time being in the essence for the interest of Sierra Leone. Nobody know what a chaotic Sierra Leone. Nobody know what make Infa win the election, the next election as presidential candidate. They say no, Infa na rig this election. SLPP not they go to parliament, and APC go get for pay SLPP backlog even when they not work for her. You understand? So there has to be a time where we for stop certain things them. And so if there have been recommendation, national recommendation, in which you get donor partners, because when they say tripartite, APC, SLPP, and we moral guarantors that then come together, three, they call them tripartite. So if they are time bound, it is only but fair we look at the time and we make sure say they become part of the laws, because if they are not part of the laws, definitely you cannot use them.
Another clause we get problem now this bill where so many people, organization like ILRAJ, don't they call out now the 3-day window for file petition cases na courts, and also then believe say the Chief Justice they become a mere messenger or inform the Chief Electoral Commission say they not receive any petition case. You're not a lawyer. Are you comfortable with that proposal? So
that's why I said this is a proposal. When I read that provision, I am looking for the Public Elections Act. We've been passed Elections Petitions Act. You understand? There is an Election Petitions Act. Under every election petition, it will tell you the time frame within which you file a petition. So if we are when we get for pass this, I will make sure say we get the elections petition. Look at the time frame where the elections petitions being given for petitions to be filed. Compare them to this to see whether they are in tandem with one another. If the election petition says 7 days, that is reasonable, then we as members of parliament we will just look at and say it is but reasonable for make 7 days. Mr. feels 3 days as a lawyer for prepare papers, for file papers in 3 days. I'll be honest with you, I think say that window is small. Okay, because for prepare Supreme Court papers, it's not a 1-day thing. If you miss one word, then they go throw your papers outside. So that is why it is a proposal. That is why when we sit as members of parliament, me they even recommend say perhaps this bill, if we get for committee to the committee, maybe the committee of the whole house. So everybody go day for give you word as to voting for the inside or voting not for the inside. And again, with the issue of honesty and sincerity, it's like what I have just said. I believe 3 days is small. So if I'm there, irrespective of the fact that I'm SLPP, I have to use the lens of fairness for say not outsmarting anybody. It is possible it is SLPP that will be rushing to file papers. We wouldn't be able to file papers in 3 days. Okay, it's possible it's APC. So while you are there today making the law, make the right law, just so that when it affects you tomorrow, you know I did make the right law. So all of those issues are things that we are going to look. APC on the side, they get very brilliant and committed lawyers. You get Timbo, you get Tambakeli, you get Daniel Kroma, you get Alpha Jallo, things like that. SLPP, we have lawyers on our side. So this is not a bill we are going to pass in an hour. like they said, the process has started with public hearing. We are going to take our time. Maybe if we give you cause for go page by page, sentence by sentence, every city will do 2 pages. We'll have to do it so that we get it right.
The process, you say, it just don't begin, and not a process so I get planned for doing a rush, not a process where you believe say on I go do in an hour. The minority leader or leader of the opposition yesterday make a very strong statement where worrying for many people. Say if the government or the SLPP try for getting way, then they recuse themselves from the entire process. We mean say na una no more get for the day. Honorable Gevao, you feel say with the kind leadership where Parliament get now, una go reach to that stage, or una will get a smooth process where go be a win-win for both parties?
Mabel, I'm being very honest on this issue. When I listen to Honorable Abdul Kagbo in analogy on electrical engineering yesterday, it suggests as though minds, if not made up, are about to be made up to recuse themselves from the process. We're not good for Sierra Leone. We are members of parliament. We are elected and paid to serve the people. You cannot change by running away. You can only change by staying and ensuring that the right thing is being done. And I will say again, nobody is going to hold Sierra Leone hostage by recusing yourself. If SLPP recuse themselves from this bill and APC form a quorum, Sierra Leone not going to be held hostage. APC members then go ahead and enact this bill because it is good for Sierra Leone. So the threat that SLPP go recuse itself, APC go recuse itself, I go warn against them that may we look at them and lobby to itself. May we lobby to itself where the Honorable Gevao go look at that 3-day clause for say it's not good for cut across, more make it 7 days. Okay? And enact them in such a way that at the end of the day, it will serve them and serve we. We don't see the effect of people walking out of parliament on several elections issues where then they come back to say it was flawed. The census situation in the 5th parliament, we all know how it ended up. All this cry now, when they cry say 2023 was real, now because Sylvia Blyden told them at the point, when you run away, when you are not there and things are being done, then definitely the outcome of these things will be something that you come to cry foul of. You know, so census was one such situation where every Sierra Leonean for the land say, make we participate, stay there and ensure say the right thing is done. If we not stay, and at the end of the day, we not beat SLPP, then posterity go judge one day say, now by una numbers make una pass certain clauses that we're not supposed to pass. If una stay and SLPP defeat una by numbers, then una will not say we stood there, our voice were heard, but they defeated us because of numbers.
Honorable Gevao, if not for political gains and electoral reforms, that bill the way you hold Soyanda, you go tell the public say it's a public interest document, if not for political gains.
To be honest with you, neighbor, I have not seen a scintilla of clause like this bill when me feel say they serve SLPP good. I'm being very honest. And my brother there, I go want me to pull one clause where in feel say singularly now for political gimmicks SLPP put on there. I have read it, whole it, I read them. I don't look at them on social media. There is none.
But the PR na one way then clearly don't state say
this
that's una benefit make una the force for let it
this PR son, I would in commission bring and come in and put under the recommendation where they don't put Nayama.
But they not been bring and come for put in parliament.
The PR like the
so why una feel say okay, it is part of late Justice Cowan's recommendation. Let's just take it, amend the constitution and put it there.
Because it affects elections and electioneering.
But they are in disagreement.
Well, if they are in disagreement, the process is let us go, there will be voting. Because laws has to be made.
Why would so believe say only they get the 2/3 majority?
We not believe say
because you just they say let us go. There is voting.
We not believe say we go get the 2/3 majority. When it comes to national issues, everybody serve their conscience. Nobody knows how Giver will vote. Honestly, nobody knows seated here how I go vote.
To vote on that PR system, it's clear you vote in
If I
favor.
have to vote for PR
And I
because
don't think say any SLPP MP there at this stage, we don't hear about that building. We don't ever talk say something they way go vote against.
if it comes to PR, honestly, as a person, knowing what I have seen in Sierra Leone, the toxic nature of first past the post elections. Honestly, me, for that toxic nature, anytime, even when I'm 100 years, I'll vote for PR. I'll vote for PR. You see, this politics, where would they play? Me now one person, and I sure say my brother, you ask me, Giver, are you interested in going back to parliament? I want to go back to parliament for Sierra Leone. I don't want to go back to parliament for me. Because if I want to go back to parliament for me, it doesn't make sense. Economically, it doesn't make sense. He knows what I am saying. Any member of parliament who goes to parliament for the third term doesn't serve your personal good. It serves your personal good if you do not go to parliament for the third term. But for Sierra Leone, knowing what we know, the kind knowledge we don't get and how we go able to help Sierra Leone for meander through some of them constitutional issues, it is only good that some of you don't spend taxpayers' money for we don't train we like what you don't also now we did it for guide the nation through some of them process here.
All right, Honorable Giver will just make a very important point. He believes say una not for one away. And based on una leader in submission yesterday, it sounds like na already a decision. And most time, una serve in a parliament, but una can get on a party position for represent. And then believe say una for stay and go into the votes. If una get the votes, then so be it.
I don't think so. Leader make and categorically clear say we run away. We don't intend to run away. We intend to defend our positions and make the public know why the options they try for government na a better one. My colleague talk about the waiting on lek na it's a lek all thing. I will tell you say we not like section 21. We'll get for do the registering parties because they not win 2 elections, local or national. We not think say a good law and they for serve with democracy. We believe say smaller parties are there for a reason, and smaller parties are in the constitution for a reason, because if you go to section 35 of the constitution, it say political parties will be formed to shape the political or represent the political will of the people. So even a party not win election, the people holding that party they will for that party they, and the ideologies that would represent that party or the reasons within that party should be kept intact. And I don't believe say no constitution, no document for go against that and change them. Wherein if you not win elections, local and we get party them, but who not win local elections and national elections.
Come from one of the APC.
One thing I get for make clear: in every given generation, you have generational change in leadership and in representation. We in this present parliament and we representing the people in parliament do not believe this is good for Salone. People will have thought that this proposal is good in the past, but we don't think it's good now. And we're entitled for it, make that the right. With so many laws, them, just like when you talk about the Justice Cowan one, we in this parliament for say PR not good for all the challenges we don't get. We in this parliament for say PR not good because we don't get the complaint them who people they give. We in this parliament for who say PR not good because this party will get an edge over the other party in formulating seats. Who believe say that party not get. Toxic nature of elections or toxic nature of post-elections, it happened after this first PR election. APC stayed out of governance for months. All was because of this PR. Also just the presidential who lost no more. And because of the seats that will believe so for that win, who forget. The councillors them who for that get will not get. Because we believe say all of those were managed, state managed, or arranged, or placed on lists, or given positions or seats or certificates where they're not duly earned. So if we believe say it's toxic and we believe say we try for clean an election, we don't go through a tripartite, we don't can now, we don't get recommendations. We are making another constitution where amending laws, law gets and right, law will remove contentious issues. So we'll go into an election where people then say they had to go condom. But if we not continue for the people and no more thing, they will not like from 1 year to the year, 1 year to the year. I don't think it's good for the people of this country.
View on this clause 7 where we be asked Honorable Geva about the TD filing window period.
No, definitely it's too short. I mean, we should not be in a rush to announce winners. You can have projection of who that will win. You understand? You can get projection. The statistics could be there that this person ain't go announce winner when the time reach. But you get for ample
party
time.
interest they agree on. This one also agree on them because at the end of the day, the parties and the contest elections.
No, because
this is why people say una party interest them they seek.
No, it's because it's right. Because anybody could be all the things that we don't talk now, that's what they affect people. All the things that I don't stand for, that's what they affect people. All the things I don't stand against, it affects people. So similarly, so if you give people a short time for petition something, it affects people. It is not about the party. It is just the right thing to do.
Honorable, there's a clause about deregistering political parties when not able to win elections 2 consecutive times. And this now one of the recommendation them we come out from the tripartite committee where we talk to the AG about that particular clause there or section the way it propose. Honorable, I beg your pardon, Femi Claudius Cole believes say this if it pass will bring the country back to one-party states, where will be a threat to democracy. According to the AG, during the 10 day na the tripartite committee, now una party the APC, now una make this suggestion. Now they don't put her inside this proposed bill. The reason that we make this suggestion, anything about don't change to this point because all the blame they go back to una say this now una suggestion. Now una make that recommendation day when a part of the tripartite recommendation we then put inside this bill.
Okay, so this document day before Parliament, and parliamentarians one believe that 35(1) should be kept in our books. I want to read part if you allow.
Go ahead.
Section 35 subsection 1 say, subject to the provision of this section, political parties may be established to participate in shaping the political will of the people, to disseminate information on political ideas and social and economic programs of a national character, and to sponsor candidates for presidential, parliamentary, or local government elections. So we as members of parliament believe say this should be kept because we believe say social ideas and political ideas and social will, economic programs should be kept. Yes, we recommend people then for we represent we in a committee in which we as members of parliament were not there. Yes, they will have agreed on something that probably will not come and review. Now I make us say very important that sometimes when we make decisions, if we allow ourselves back for listening and change we mind. There's nothing wrong with changing your mind. We don't say, now this I want to do. But I don't get a rethink. We are human. I don't get a rethink on what I be say. Now I want to do otherwise. And we get this book here, the Constitution, where it guide we. So if you don't go back to the Constitution and you don't guide you back for make that decision there, I don't see why it's difficult for change them. And like my colleagues say, it's a proposal. So as members of parliament, I think say we say for go back and guide ourselves. We belong to bigger parties, but the one that we belong to smaller parties get right for exist, then get right for get them political will, then get right for use that political will for shape the opinion and direct programs them where they want for them and get for the people of this country.
You say that's that be a bad recommendation from the APC during the tripartite.
If it, I not be listening to APC one green, but I don't even can't say we because what you get for agree. that all the 80 recommendations.
Chief negotiator tell you that.
Well, me not get conversation, but now waiting and converse and they agree. But the public no say 80 recommendations were agreed on both sides. And then they part of the 80 recommendations. We cannot say now this one person make them. It's just that the one day they can media will can push Alexei. Now they might put them, not to them put them, which is like how the AGB they say, not to leadership. Waiting on all agree on own up to and say now we agree on. No, not in APC. Because na tripartite, na 3 people them come or 3 groups and agree on one thing. But now we get a rethought and believe say this is not right for this nation.
One thing we been stand out yesterday na Parliament and during the AG in presentation, now we continuously they say the bill na a work in progress. Yesterday's session na be just the start to a long road we na all get for waka. That assurance they be allowed the fear of the APC MP them.
Well, not to just the APC MP them, because I listen to people them back we come from the outside. We say waiting them they think before they come, and waiting and present the body language was different. But I just caution everybody, say yes, the body language could be different, but let's follow the process till the end and see what happens. So we have to be cautiously optimistic about how it will go. You know, we cannot be pessimist because based on the AG's word, he's ready for the views of the people and members of parliament. So definitely, as something we will go, we therefore be optimistic but cautiously optimistic for ensure say everything we will benefit the people of this country will be engendered in this bill.
When it comes to voting in parliament, you think say the APC and the SLPP, when I go able for the APC especially, when I go able to get some votes from the SLPP on issues we wanna believe say na public interest una the sick, we wanna go need them votes. Is it possible?
It's possible because what I want to say, not to some issues are not to entrench. So like this 21, we are going for the registration of political parties. I believe say the SLPP go see reason not for votes forum.
No, but
you understand?
So the AG say even President Bill don't tell Nancy he no go want that. So
thank you. So
it's something we they ready.
So to answer that, yes. But for other critical issues like PR, I hope I get them on board. We get them on board for makes history right. Let this play on. Let allow this country forget waiting in hands based on the poll where they don't get on the majority of people waiting and want. And if PR have to come decades after us, when we are more capacitated as a nation, wherein all of us can even say we have electricity in our own little corners. And I'm not talking about Freetown. I'm talking about the suburbs. I'm talking about my village in Babai, whose electricity is not there. So if we all boast of them today, then probably PR can work as an option, or PR can work as an option to democracy in this country. But for now, we serve we rights. I don't think say it will right for we. So we the hope say they will get change of mind for law make it right for the people of this country. So go into election, we all will be proud of say it's transparent, fair, and every Sierra Leonean will get his own voice in this election where they come.
So if they for ask you say this whole document we don't see, waiting at the one biggest thing where the APC say on a sure say nothing we clearly una go for kick against. Waiting that thing they go be.
It will be PR, but if you ask for 2, it will be that 21. If you ask about another one, it will be about the 50+1 and 2/3 of districts and 20%. Then threshold and the easy. For me, we need this election therefore serve as a test case for we as Sierra Leoneans. The trust in the process of election is at the lowest ebb. Meaning, beaucoup Sierra Leoneans don't believe say elections are given to the winner. So we therefore manage them in a way wherein transparency day, in a way where we believe say either that the due winner go become the due winner. So certain laws and they go undermine that day.
+7 waiting at UV bottom where the 55% will be there. Now then they propose this 50+1. Waiting na APC in fear about this clause.
Well, like I said, in the tripartite, they agree on 50+1. but the equation was different in terms of 20 and 50% or 25% and 50%, 25% in 50% of the district or 20% in 2/3 of the district. It's different. So for me, waiting within at the law books, 55%, it's not broke. We get elections and way the president don't win outrightly. We get elections and we're not going to run off. Some person can say it's expensive, but I can always remind people and say democracy is expensive. Because in an autocracy, people can somebody just go grab number say, or even in junta rules, people can go overthrow and become president. But is that the will of the people? No. So when they vote for you, or when you get for go a process where you get for elect you, policy where they represent you, an expensive process. Right. We for investing now. So now make it very important as a nation. We will ensure say we get money for doing anything and they not necessarily for depend on somebody for doing. So that conversation they can go long into what you for do in reducing corruption, so that money will be for do all the thing for the people them, because every money in this country they raise now for everybody, not for the one that will sit down at the office, nobody do.
Honorable Gaval, there is this other issue about the way how the bill proposed for appoint a chief electoral commissioner. And that's not be a position we bring many accusations during the build-up to 2023 elections. The APC, they make a whole lot of accusation on the former electoral commissioner, Mohamed Kenewi Kone, accuse him of him being a card carrier of the SLPP, a lot compromising the elections, rigging the elections, we make the tripartite committee come. According to them, what did they recommend on how for appoint the chief electoral commissioner, not to in then see na this bill. With waiting you don't see na the bill, waiting in the proposal, setting up a committee, we go get the media, go get the Labour Congress, go get the Interreligious Council, a whole lot of other bodies, them we for form this group where the president go nominate to and then scrutinize this person. Now, the people that like Femi Claudius could believe see, then take away the political party them, where this whole system be they say, president they nominate in consultation with the political party. And una the political party, now una get this race where this chief electoral commissioner get for cut the baton for. So if they take them powers, then they form una. How una go ensure say una go get the person we go fit for conduct credible elections?
Thank you. Then sensitive issues, we call them crossroad issues. Whether you go so, APC go say you want cry foul, or the opposition go say you want cry foul. The way it did and say, we not on the consult. So because from time immemorial, the argument has been the president, the government is not consulting. They say, okay, may we now send them to people who are reputable, with themselves, even though they're not members of the political party core, but then are members of society, where the outcome of this election therefore affect them. More take one person, when an interreligious council member, one lawyer, one media person, cutting across, one trade unionist. Let them go search. Let them come interview them people, yeah. Let them recommend to the president now say, now this person, yeah, now we feel say get the qualification for appoint. Me really look at that clause as not a clause for outsmart anybody. They're just trying to get it right so that we can reduce this pressure or this grumbling, say, you go choose the person number where you want, you not tell me about her. This now forget players involved and forget both political parties react for say, not to SLPP outsmart me, not to APC outsmart me, but the search committee now then get it right, now then get it wrong. Again, what in that clause they don't do, it don't take away the likelihood for a person feel say you go conduct 2 elections. Now, unless you come for complete somebody in term, now you go there as a commissioner or chief electoral commissioner for more than 5 years. But if they just appoint you when there is a vacancy, after 5 years you they go. So you get a 5-year mandate within which you don't get for query anybody in favor say make I do what is wrong just so that you go renew the mandate. You know. So maybe we say it's a fine clause. And we for trust we serve as Sierra Leoneans, the one that we then get for put together go be reputable people and then go get it right. It not necessarily means because we are the players, we the contest, we for be directly involved. With direct involvement, not on ever solve problem. When President Ernest Kroman had been president, this issue of consultation, I will tell you, I was once with John Benjamin when he was chairman of SLPP. Then we went for appoint the commissioner for East. It was a phone call. It was a phone call because consultation don't necessarily means giving consent. So if we don't get problem with this, because I've been a part of the public engagement na Waterloo, when the tripartite committee go na Waterloo, when they agree on this issue, say consultation has to be taken out of the constitution. And what do you go replace them with? If you bring can consent, you say my APC a consent. APC no go ever consent. If my APC dey na government, you say my SLPP consent. SLPP no go ever consent. So there will be a stalemate on appointing who the electoral commissioner is.
You talk just now about trust. Yeah. Now these documents then are parliament and one of the people's representatives. If you talk about trust, tell the public why them for trust say with these documents are written at parliament so then views them get for be heard and are the interest on the sick. Because if you talk about trust, you forget something we go show say this is what I've done before. So now I reason this for let you trust me. So talk to them in line.
So now, to the members of the public, like I said hitherto, like I don't say, nothing not day na this constitution when me don't see when me feel say na a clause for outsmart the opponent. The 3 days we put there, you don't point out say it will affect 1 or 2. The 7 days, even I don't get for you say even the president say it's discriminatory for say for depoliticize for the register political parties. It will be disenfranchising people who think of political parties who think they should participate in election. So you already don't see say players don't they agree for take away the things that we feel say no go sit well with the members of the public. And as a member of the legislative committee, whether then commit this bill to the select committee of legislative committee or whether we sit on as a committee of the whole house, we will have to assure people that say, Honorable Infa Content we go do everything humanly possible for ensure say voting will be good for Sierra Leone. Now we go do because like I say, me not see nothing there we get for favor SLPP just as an institution, or we get for favor APC as an institution. And we wanna represent, that we wanna elect for go talk for una. And if we get conscience, we go do just that. We maybe feel say a whole lot of we get. We go there and we go do the needful. And when it comes to election, we go be open for make we engage one another for some reason, like we just don't see on the registry political parties on the 3 days time frame for some reason for say this not good, it's not possible, it's not feasible. So I will tell you anything that is not feasible, I will not vote for it. Like the 3 days as a lawyer, it's not feasible for me you file paper and serve. In law, we get what we call personal service. The person will go serve. If you don't put on my hand, it's self. The person can't talk say you not serve me. They go throw that papers in court. Now that may make them throw SLPP papers in court during the 2012 election because APC may say they not serve them personally. NEC may say they not serve them personally. So you get lost them like the High Court rules. We don't lay procedures as to how you for proceed for make certain action be well seated in court. So when we make their laws, they will also take into cognizance their other laws them will get for affect the institutions that we will be make reference to, like the court. So if I say 3 days not feasible, I go sound am out and other members of parliament go agree with me. Nobody to my life, nobody na SLPP no don talk to me about any provision in this constitution. Nobody in the APC no don talk to me about any provision in this constitution. And I no go avail myself from anybody talk to me. I go go there with my conscience. I go vote on clauses. I go vote on issues in the interest of Sierra Leoneans, just so that when I'm not in the political landscape, I go say one day I been there in the parliament to pass this bill. So I want the members of parliament now na trust we elected representative to say we dey go there with an open mind, knowing fully well that yes, political issues not all everybody will agree on. Someday with the majority in the parliament go agree on, someday with the others they not go agree on. But at the end of the day, the standing orders and the constitution make provision how then this agreement then go be resolved. It could be through voting, and if it is through voting, let the conscience of those who vote for it live with them, and those who voted against it live with them.
How about the area we talk about a specific date for elections? When are the second Saturday in November? We mean say the next elections. Now that time frame the country go use for get the elections. The APC get issues because then believe say then tend them the rains go the calm, they not go they get way for do them campaigns and all sorts of excuses with them put. What do you think about that particular area?
Forget a definite time, predictable time when they go into election, I think say it's good for Sierra Leone. Because we don't see a situation where, let's take for example, President Ernest Bai Koroma ruled for Sierra Leone for justifiable or non-justifiable reasons for 11 years. Okay, for 10 years, 10 months.
4 months.
For 10 years, 4 months. So if we get predictability, not a day go lead up and tap. And again, for
see, if this happens, President Biosef go rule for them same day.
Yes. So there has to be a cutoff period, like where they say, when do we stop? So for make me able to stop this thing where this person can't add time, this person can't add time, but we get predictable timetable for say when this time come, you power done. Even this act, when I read that yesterday, the president in power, this bill don't reduce exponentially after they don't declare somebody a winner, or from the time of the election to the time when they declare somebody a winner. From the time of the election, you the president with the transitional president now, you don't get power for make certain appointments again.
Because during elections, the president busy. If now somebody they ask for a second term mandate, it go busy the campaign. If now somebody was still active wanting for left in party, like waiting President Biosef, even for handover power to the SLPP next flag bearer, they all can busy then tending the campaign.
So when you narrow them down, you make a law for say you not get the power. Perhaps on this period for change somebody we not get for parliament for give power. You understand? It's good for the nation. Because you now know say election don't take place, the outcome of that election get the likelihood for bringing another president. You not get the right for just sign some kind checks, say go to the consolidated fund, go take $100 million. You understand? Or you appoint some other person, you sack some other person, NRA boss, I sack you, I bring in another person. So it don't limit the president in powers from the date of the election to the date of the swearing in. When if you say it really good, if you leave a cash blank, and they even say if you do any of such things, it is null and void. You know, so like I say, the bill is really good for Sierra Leone. Because even the presidency, they give the presidency limitation as to how for act when election take place, and the predictability as to when election for take place, when election not for take place, when they for swear in a president elect, when they not for swear in a president elect, when you tenure the door, when you tenure not the door, all of those things are good. But unfortunately, they fail within the entrenched clauses. That particular area, that entrenched clause, maybe we might or might not pass, but for me, it's a very good thing.
All right, before we come to Honorable Umfa, let me just read the message and way people don't send, and we'll begin to Honorable Umfa, then we come back to it before wrap up. The very first message we're going to read, they come out from Aluz Conte. It says, we the electorate want to elect leaders who genuinely work for the people and who can be held responsible and accountable for every decision taken by the government. That is why we prefer constituency-based system.
All right, I go read from YouTube. Carlman Super, they say 2018 election, everybody see that APC had the majority in parliament. And we all see the SLPP push very hard to remove some APC MPs so they can have the speaker.
This one where they come out from Kali Silvanus Harding, they say if the law favor you now as a government, when you are in opposition, it will not favor you.
All right, this one from Kube, they say APC be very serious and fight for the full implementation of the tripartite recommendation. This will solve all these problems.
All right, this one from Mohammed Sarawali say, since there has been an influx of lawyers in parliament, that has been the time when bad laws have been passed. Yes.
All right. Ronald George Stone, they say both parties have their interest. Don't fool us. Either will want laws to their advantage. That's why a referendum will solve it once and for all.
Valencia Hassan say, with all sincerity, I see nothing wrong with the proportional representation because it's entrenched the rule of law and separation of power, which prevents the branch from becoming too powerful.
This one, they say you are pushing for PR because you know without PR, SLPP will never have majority in parliament.
We look at small messages. This other one where they come out from More Musa, I say in Africa, politicians are very effective in defending things that's not affecting them directly, even if it's at the expense of citizens, but time will tell.
Jibril Dumbuya, they say SLPP knows they never have the numbers to genuinely win majority when it comes to first past the post.
Joe's Coldwell say the problem where we get that parliament, they bring policies where the people not aware of. In my humble opinion, then for sell out the policies to the people and give them chance for give them views and policies on the policies so people go benefit, not political parties.
Femi Claudius Cole, they say PR removes the power from the people and handed over to the party. Consequently, there are several areas with no representation. We cannot underestimate the cultural connection of the people to their representatives.
Jonathan Slim say PR take away the power from the people to the political parties.
All right. The last message where Adi they say, I keep repeating to myself every time that only if the tripartite recommendations are implemented in its fullest will address all these problems.
All right, the final one we go take for now because of time. Aliko Ben Kuruma, they say PR system is the best for Sierra Leone. When we were using constituency-based, most MPs were not doing anything for their people. Please come together as district block MPs to engage your people.
Honorable Umfa.
I appreciate the messages, and I see, of course, if you take a poll, a lot of people don't want the PR. But I also want to use this opportunity for talk about this response to the search team. During the tripartite, it was clear that the Bar Association will be nominating somebody. It was clear that Nalani didn't recommend, say the Labour Congress will recommend somebody, and that youth group will recommend. But in this bill, it states that one person representing interreligious community, one legal practitioner qualified to hold office as a judge of the High Court of Sierra Leone, one person representing civil society, one person from the private sector, Labour Congress or chambers. So the nomination of one person representing a journalist, we want for ensure say these people are nominated in their groups, not to the president they take one person, take one person, take one person. Because taking one person or people from different groups, you could be taking the people that are answerable to you. as a president. So we want to ensure say in this bill, just as is in the recommendation, let states say they are nominated by their respective groups. The Bar Association will nominate, the Labour Congress will nominate, the journalism for nominate, and so on and so women's group for nominate, and so on and so forth. That will be a solution, part of the solution. But we also want to make it clear about say the issue about elections now a political problem. And we believe say you need a political solution or a political prescription to solve a political problem. So yes, indeed, then people have for day, but we believe say also political parties should be included, which means we'll not just get for limiter. Why? If I let themselves monitor the process, if I let themselves know what they happen in the process, not to at the end of the day they can't tell what they happen. And also all the view back, even in 2017, when the previous commissioner was appointed, the one we conduct the 2018 elections, the one that we did in our parliament note every day that it answered say it begets a consensus appeal from across the aisle, both APC and SLPP. So sometimes some candidates them can get the appeal of both sides. So consultations very important, and we complain over time in this government is that APC particular has not been consulted, not even a phone call. So a phone call will have helped. So APC not forbid ever say they not consult you. They will not say well then consult you but a phone call they make. But what the APC say now by information, by announcement, they area and NCR, which is not good. So consultation was very good because it worked. But now that we are coming to this, I believe say we cannot leave political parties in addition to these people, which means it will not just be politicians in a room talking something. It will be just people, reputable people of society that will also be in the room in researching people and recommending them. Say, hey, this man, a man of very high repute, lawmaker and commissioner. I think say it will be great for this nation. And I want to appreciate all the people them for the messages and their opinion. And I believe say we all will play that role for shape this nation to become a better nation.
All right, thank you. Honorable Gival.
Yeah. I want to say thanks to the Texans then and the one who will send message. PR system, first past the post system. Like I say, PR system always good because the constituency in the district. Also from what me colleagues say, group representation, that they actually show you the genuine nature of government. If we follow professional bodies today, take the Bar Association, we all know what thing they happen there. If you say the Bar Association, there's a likelihood you oust a good number of lawyers. You understand? And you might just be partisan. I am a lawyer, I know. So when you say one legal practitioner, it no matter whether in a law society, it no matter whether in a bar association. Because when you see fluidity in a certain profession, you want to deal with them for the good of the people. Like we say, these are proposals, and we go have a look at them, and we go serve with conscience, and we assure the people and say, not APC, not SLPP, go prevent this bill from passing the right way, and that nobody not going to do anything for outsmart anybody, because I believe say there is nothing serving government interest, present government interest will don't be included now, and that everything will don't be included now for the interest of Sierra Leone and for actually beat the timeline. And also when the members of public know say the tripartite recommendation, the recommendation of APC, SLPP, and the moral guarantors, and that the Edmond Cowan report, now a report to say APC, SLPP, student groups, and all factions of Sierra Leone being present, will then come up with their recommendations. So not to SLPP no more agree on her or APC agree on her. Then many people blame APC and SLPP for voting the inside. So whether there is a change of A change of B, or a deletion of IS, now make it don't count as a proposal in the parliament. APC will be very ready and well and properly involved in the proceedings of this bill, just as SLPP, just so that at the end of it again, person not go say no, they coerce we or they not coerce we. On the issue of majority in parliament, our Sierra Leoneans then say this is the reason we want to come with the PR. In 2012, APC removed 2 SLPP MPs in the parliament. Honorable Kanja, we don't die now, and Honorable Ansel Lansana. They removed them, illegally from parliament. In SLPP, during 2018, APC alleged say SLPP removed APC MPs illegally from parliament. So where do we stop? We have to stop with a system of electoral process wherein everybody feels you not go eliminate the whole kind of district MPs there from parliament, you go down left a whole district out. Okay, so this tension, this can it go court, it remove this can it go court, it remove this. There has to be a cutoff period. And gerrymandering and inflating constituencies in the stronghold of the president or the government that is in power when constituencies are delimited, that don't lead to all of these problems will be done to see. If we deal with that situation, everybody will get a level playing field and there wouldn't be court cases or removal of MPs. People will be represented because they were voted for. I want to say thanks to you guys.
You know, I want clear something. You didn't at the air. APC not pull 2 MP there. Now SLPP petition them posting. Now make APC MP kind side.
No, that's
so then are 2 now apples and oranges.
Okay. It was APC.
Now Kanja na your SLPP petition.
I represented Kanja.
Yeah, no,
yeah. So
yes.
it was APC.
But it was a petition within party.
And APC, the lawyer and APC VPR.
Yes, but now a petition within party say the man not qualified.
Political gimmicks.
So now SLPP na impula.
Political gimmicks. No, let's get rid of it so we don't outsmart each other.
All right, gentlemen, many thanks for on our journey at the studio this morning for can share on our own view to the public regarding this particular 2025 constitutional amendments bill, and we hope say as time they go on, they come to the public and self on our districts and let them know waiting the inside and waiting on a stand for waiting then they expect say on a for do for let them views them be heard. Now this edition of the breakfast show go left on today. Plenty thank you to the production team and Yusuf we send message for let this be a whole program. One for so many thanks to honor all. Until we meet again, Mabel Kabade, so get a good day and goodbye.
All right, as you all know, we're going to bring Kanto on a different voice them. Liberty TV in a public interest media house. So issues of public interest, so they bring Kanto on all the voices them. Let them make their own contribution. The public who they serve go make a decision as to whether they say the truth and whether not they say the truth. So on this issue of the constitutional amendment bill, we will bring different voice them Kanto. We'll continue the conversation because the public need for no waiting they don't propose for puts na the country in constitution. This opportunity they can once in a lifetime. So if Salon Misa now forget a proper constitution, it go take years again as when I from Yasmin. Now over 30 years they lobby as advocacy group them for get a new constitution. So go they host different people and throughout for let them give their opinion perspective on which law way for stay na the proposed bill and uswan on a MP them for pool. Then go again, we go open the phone line just like what we do yesterday. Let una self the public call and tell una MP them what una want see inside the new constitution. Mina Khadija Bangura, they say many thanks to the entire production team. We support we behind the scene. Haja Sunkari, Sise Enin team and Musa Saokoma Enin team. We make this edition mituna. Have a good day.
The phone and the charge. Me also always get lights.
Me pikin and able for study. Me na super kaiba. Me dey enjoy. I for enjoy.
Yes, oh! Plenty Soba Kaiba don boss! Oregon Punado, the mega campaign all over the country. When they turn all man to Soba Kaiba, just die and star 500 ash for activate the Soba Kaiba offer and talk Poku or die and ash 144 ash or use Maxit for pay with orange money anytime, any side and start chance for win. Soba price them every week like solar kit them. Okada generator and every month one person go win keke or they give you the power for build your life, support your family and better your community. You self can live the Soba Kaiba life.
Orange.
Building tomorrow today with Rightmove. Looking for quality, reliability, and innovation in your next big build? Choose Rightmove Engineering and Construction, Sierra Leone's trusted name in transforming ideas into enduring structures. We don't just build projects, we craft landmarks that stand the test of time. From state-of-the-art offices and modern homes to fuel stations, water systems, and infrastructure, our team delivers precision, passion, and perfection. At Rightmove, we are not following industry standards, we are setting them. Through cutting-edge technology, uncompromising safety, and sustainable solutions, we are building a brighter, stronger, and safer Sierra Leone. Visit us at 54 Campbell Street, Freetown, or call 078399475 or 077504338. Rightmove Engineering and Construction. Building quality, building trust, building the future.
At Famos, freshness isn't just a promise, it's our way of life. From raw and smoked catfish to kanya peppers, beignet, rice and gari kanya and natai. From premium crayfish, ogiri and fufu to smoked chicken, fresh eggs from the farm to the fridge, country chicken and garden fresh vegetables. Try our habanero pepper, gari, hot pepper sauce, pure honey and so much more. All locally produced, organically grown, harvested fresh every day, and hygienically processed. A fresher taste, healthier foods, stronger communities. Famos, fresh from our farms to your home. Visit Famos at 140 Drive Hill Station, Freetown. Call +232 74 000044.